You have to love where you work. This is the best and top, in my opinion, employers around the San Antonio area. Let's dive in. It is so important to love where you work, whether you're gonna work from home, work in different areas, why you need to live there. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the different and top employers given feedback from people I know, people that work there, and just from what I hear in these job searches. So here we go. The first employer I'm gonna talk about are the branches. If you're PCSing to San Antonio and you're going to one of these 4 bases, this is definitely something you need to know. So the 4 bases that are around San Antonio are going to be Fort Sam, which is right on the northeast side of the city of San Antonio. You have Lackland, which is basically on the west end of the central downtown area. Not too far west, but it's a little further shallow on the west side of town. And that's a huge area, which is Lackland. The other one's gonna be Camp Bullis. And Camp Bullis encompasses a huge area. There's not a lot of service members that you're usually stationed in Camp Bullis. There's just a long, big area for different kinds of training. The 4th one is going to be Randolph Brooks Joint Base San Antonio. It used to be called just a Air Force base, but now it's a Joint Base San Antonio. That is located on the northeast side of town. So to dive a little bit into these bases, the areas that support these bases are usually where the person is working in the base. So if you're working in Lackland, usually people live all the way out I-10 or 151 going out. That's usually where military members who are stationed or working in Lackland will live. Now, you don't have to live there. You can live anywhere in the city really, because there's so much in and out of traffic between these thoroughfares that it's pretty easy access. Now, I would say Lackland has the worst traffic of all the bases that I've seen in commute times. And the second one, it would be Fort Sam. Fort Sam is centrally located, so you can pretty much live anywhere. You can live far north, far south, far east, far west, anywhere you want. And Fort Sam has a few access points for service members, and you can pretty much live anywhere. Camp Bullis is a little bit harder to get to just because it's a 1-lane road that goes all the way up into the base. There's one way in, one way out. So you're in that traffic in the morning, and there's always, and then to get onto the major highway, there's only one access point from the base. So you pretty much have to stay within reasonable distance to get to that base. Now, Randolph Air Force Base, that one is also pretty diverse. There's a few access points. There's a lot of suburbs in those areas. So you can live in there, or you can live in the city of downtown, or you can live on the outskirts in the country. Very reasonable times to get to Randolph Air Force Base. HEB is a religion here in South Texas, and I'm sure most of Texas. HEB is pretty much the go-to place for all your grocery needs. There's superstores, there's warehouses, there's corporate offices. There's so much diversity in HEB, and they're everywhere. There's at least 15 different HEBs around the San Antonio area. Now, the factory part of HEB is located on the central east side of downtown, and those truck driving jobs and those factory specific jobs are gonna be located in there. But also HEB has a lot of work from home places, so you can pretty much work anywhere you want in the city for HEB. They have great benefits, and to know more, I would definitely check out their website. The 3rd best place to work is going to be USAA. So USAA is pretty much every kind of financial company. They have investments, they have checking accounts, saving accounts, money mutual accounts. They help a lot of our service members, because to be a USAA member, you have to have some kind of service background, or you have to be in the family of somebody in service. So they have insurance companies, real estate companies, there's everywhere. USAA employs over 10,000 people all around San Antonio. So you can work in their centralized location, which is on 10 and De Zavala, which is a little bit far west side. And that's their big campus that they have. But there's a lot of people that work from home for USAA. So it's one of those jobs that they also have another building right in the center of downtown. and it's a very, very comfortable workplace. They have great benefits. I hear nothing but great things. So check out USAA for the great workplace. We're gonna switch gears. Instead of the traditional type businesses, San Antonio also has more diverse technology businesses that are inviting themselves in. So Task Us has 3 different locations that have popped up in the last 2 years. And Task Us is basically a technology support data company, and they have employees in those 3 locations, which are New Braunfels. They have it on the northeast side and near downtown. That company will also house a lot of stay-at-home workers, so you have a lot of diversity on where you can live, and Task Us is really good. On Glassdoor.com, it got a lot of great reviews. The 5th best place to work in San Antonio in this quick top 5 list is going to be everybody's favorite, Amazon. Everybody has an Amazon account. They're growing like crazy. The great thing about Amazon is they have a lot of job opportunities. You can work from home. I'm sure the employer has many different options. So there's 12 locations around the San Antonio area. Pretty much every cool neighborhood has some kind of Amazon warehouse or facility around it. So you have a lot of different options. It's a very diverse business, but being that these companies that I've named in this list are very diverse in this, the stay-at-home, so you can necessarily live wherever you want. If you don't want to live next to your workplace, you don't have to. The commute times around the San Antonio area are very reasonable when it comes to a city of over 2 million people. So you have the 1604 outer loop in the city, and then you have the 410 inner loop. Then you have 35 that basically cuts across the entire city. Then you have I-10, which also goes the other way. These workplaces have different areas, but like I said, the area and the city is so connected to each other that you don't have to live where you work. You can live in other places. These are just 5 suggestions that I recommend based on what clients tell me, what other people tell me. And if you want to live in a conservative $200,000 house, you can find a great house for that price. Or if you want the luxury and you want a little bit of a yard, pool, the whole 9, there's $1 million properties in these areas. So if you want to know more, shoot me a message. Thanks for watching.